I feel like the audio thing is a black box. I've always used YouTube as a index, if you will. And
But can you use that as an index against someone who's not a YouTuber?
I was about to say that, and that's, I think, the conflation with podcasts right now. Like, yes, people can monetize their podcasts on YouTube, but it is sent to the view, even on the YouTube channel, when CPM and audio is so different. Like, I've now been a part of essentially three networks, if you want to count Joe's network. And my audio is where I've always seen my money. And y'all saw the 7-figure deal with Gumball, like over 2 years.
with Big Bridget at your side, though.
Excuse me?
That was Bridget. Bridget was on your side, though.
What the does that matter? I also have over 7 figures with what I've made with Horrible Decisions. When y'all see in July that I'm signing another deal for the solo pod that I have, then I can't. Yeah, but that's the other thing. Who's the common denominator? Because where are the podcast deals when I'm not on the show?
What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Y'all be giving it up like this on Spaces? Oh, man. And y'all want me to step foot in Spaces? Absolutely not. I'm already a bottom of the barrel nigga here on YouTube. I don't have a presence in Spaces, and everybody in this space knows way more about this space than I do. Guys, Danny came out with his video earlier today speaking on the explosive information that Joe gave him pertaining to Rory and how he's still pocket watching Rory and how Rory got rid of Julian right before signing for a big bag. And how Rory saying 40K messed up his network for a month or two, even though I feel it was longer. Anyway, all that being said, shout out to the engineer because I'm not actually in the Spaces, but there's so much shit that happens in Spaces. If you miss it, you're missing it. So shout out to the engineer. I'm watching his channel and I see the Spaces from either last night or the night prior. Mandy, Rocky, Joe, everybody's in here. So I'm hearing this and Joe lets out that Danny makes 6 figures. I was like, wait. Danny has made 6 figures, which is absolutely believable, or Danny makes 6 figures, which is absolutely believable. So I'm stuck on this. I'm like stuck on this. And Danny went mum on the subject, so I'm like, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't happen. But then YouTube and my algorithm, we're gonna keep you locked in, Elevation. We're gonna keep you locked in. Coffee Talks pops up. I'm like, hey, shout out to Coffee. I pop on his page, and it's the whole interview. Well, not the whole interview, but it's a snippet of Danny, Rocky, and Mandy. And Mandy's going ham on Danny. And I don't like shooting shots at Danny because Danny holds grudges like I hold grudges. So it's better to stay on his good side than to get on his bad side. But it might help my algorithm either way, so I don't care. She's shooting shots at Danny. You don't know shit about the space. You don't know how much I generate on audio-only deals because I've signed multiple 7-figure contracts. I felt like I got shot in the chest when she said that shit. Like, oh my God. And I be shooting at Melissa Ford in this exact manner. I have never said anything about Mandy outside of I will fuck the shit out of her. But anyway, that's another subject for another day. I be shooting the same shots at Melissa Ford because I'm comparing my YouTube views to her YouTube views. Meanwhile, I click on her podcast and it's showing me all the other outlets that it's posted to, and they're all audio outlets. And Mandy, with receipts, let it be known that I have multiple $1 million contracts, and I'm signing another one in July with no help from Joe, no quote-unquote help from anybody else because I'm an established person in this space. I was like, oh my God. And she's shooting at Melissa because she has this information and has signed multiple $1 million contracts already, not knowing or realizing that Melissa's about to get a $1 million contract in the audio space. That's why she's getting more comfortable. That's why she keeps telling these niggas, y'all are going to be biting your words or your tongue or whatever the saying is in the future because this is what she's working her way towards. And I spent hella years. I have spent hella years talking crazy about YouTube views. I just said something about Drink Champs, and someone called me out on it, and let me make amends because I said you're goofy because I said I wasn't comparing it to the podcast. I did say that in the video, so you're absolutely right to have said what you said. What I had meant to say was the clips that are the same size as my videos do the same numbers if my numbers aren't better, and that's a factual statement. But the same thing I just said to Drink Champs is literally the same thing I'm saying to Melissa, the same thing that's possibly happening to Ish, possibly happening to Ice. Like, these niggas might have audio deals at the walls end. I don't have a clue. But now it makes me want to dig deeper into that shit. Because it has to generate some type of money, because before I had to start getting the Patreon clips or the visual clips from my YouTube channel, I was listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts. And then, of course, the Patreon episodes on Patreon. But people get pissed when there's no audio feed of the Patreon and the podcast. So that is a whole different level that a nigga need to dig into. Because I'm so concerned about the visual, and I always mention the audio, but I never speak on it as if it's its own standalone. Which, you're an idiot, Elevation, because we were just upset at Joe not signing for $30 million when all Spotify had was the audio. But I do remember seeing tags on Joe's YouTube as well, so I don't know. That's very iffy. I don't know why I'm speaking on this like this is new news, but golly, put you in your place moment. And that's all I can do is speculate from the sideline. I've never been offered an audio deal, even though people tell me all the time, you should do voiceovers, you should do voice work. I don't even know where to begin to look for. I need to holler at Mandy. She might lead me in the right direction. There's videos that humble you, because when I watched the BTS with Joe and them, that shit was very humbling. It's like, damn, I'm working towards something, and in my mind, I'm seeing success that I've never imagined. Like, damn, I'm able to pay my car note and rent with YouTube so far. What else can I pay with this? That's super successful to me. Meanwhile, they're looking at the video like, bro, this is a waste of our time. They're looking at shit like everything that's successful to you is minuscule to us. We far surpassed that. We was getting bread from that shit in the early thousands, nigga. And I get it. You're getting a little leeway in this YouTube land, which is a big deal because I think that's the new medium, YouTube and streaming. But we know how to get money with speaking in ways you didn't even fathom. So I owe everybody up there an apology if I ever was speaking on financial gains outside of creating content, because that's what I'm always speaking on. And a lot of y'all call me out in the comments for this shit too. But all that being said, shout out to Mandy and shout out to everybody else getting a bag from audio only content, because that's crazy to me. That's wild. Lead a nigga in the right direction. But anyway, Danny making 6 figures off of this. I'm not going to step on that. I'm not going to sleep on that. For everyone that wants to say, oh, Danny wouldn't have a voice if he didn't speak about Joe Budden. Well, he does. And there's a multitude of channels that speak only about Joe Budden. And none of them get the views that Danny does. Because everybody wants to bring up Chigs. Chigs don't even just talk about Joe. And yes, Danny talks about other people from time to time, and they do numbers as well. But I'm not finna sit here and act like I'm not impressed and inspired by how Danny's channel operates. I don't know Danny the person to sit here and judge Danny the person. Just like every time I criticize the guys on the pod, I'm criticizing the guys on the pod based off of what they've given us to see. That's it. I don't know any of these people outside of that, and I'll try not to speak on any of these people outside of this shit. Same goes for Danny, because I tried it in the past, and I'm not making that mistake again, because why am I letting this brother get underneath my skin? For what? For what? And unfortunately, the people that I was just praising, like a Mandy and a Mel and everybody that we see week in, week out, they allow people like me to say stupid shit that they know holds no weight to them, and sometimes it'll let them affect their content and let it affect their output and shit like that. We just gotta keep it pushing. Shout out to everybody in the space. 6 figures, dog. And I believe it. It's hard for me not to believe, because I need to start putting pictures of my proof. I showed last year what a nigga was doing last year, and I was already at a $1,500 to $2,000 a month clip. People don't believe it, so maybe if you put numbers behind it, it'll make more sense. I wholeheartedly think Danny is making 6 figures from YouTube alone. And I'm not going to say he got greedy, but he went to Patreon. He's like, if I can make this from this, what can I make from Patreon? What can I make from Spaces? All out, whatever. Once you start getting a bag from something that you never thought you would receive a bag for, it's hard to turn your back to it. It's hard for me to sit here and be like, damn, Danny ain't shit. I can't say it. Everybody can say it. They come on my page and say it half-heartedly, complimenting me by mentioning Danny's name. That lets me know how big he is in this space. To give me a compliment, you still have to mention him. 6 figures, dog. And like I said, I'm not going to shit on Mandy. I'm not going to shit on Danny. That's crazy. But if you continue to put in the work, and if you continue to go, if you continue to seek new deals, apparently I got to seek management, because niggas is getting advertising on YouTube channels that don't get the same views I get. People are really putting time and effort into this, regardless of what it is they speak about, because they see the money. And I hate to sound like the guy that's constantly talking about money, but money, once you get more of it and more of it, because I saw this last year with landscaping, and more of it and more of it, you're able to make more decisions, and it changes your perception on everything. On everything. It's crazy how little you have to take from other people when you make a lot of money. And I'm not even where I want to be at, dog. There's only been like 3 months in my life where I've made over $12,000, and I want that to be an every month thing. So I don't know. It's hard for me to hear what's going on and just treat this shit like content, because it's affecting me too. Mandy, what she said affected me. And I do have my eye on Rocky and Danny and their dynamic going forward, because I thought they was just working together. Yet it seemed like Rocky went on straight defend woman mode, even though Mandy was spitting some real shit. I got to give it to her. But Rocky, you work with Danny. How are you going to shoot shots at him? What's the old saying? How do you bite the hand that feeds you? But, hey, I got to keep my ear to the Spaces streets, because they keep giving up things that they're not giving up on any of the pods. And this is very prevalent information. Shout out to Mandy, because I just went on Joe's page, and I know what she's saying holds weight, because Joe still has the early episodes to see the thing is. All the clips and all of that. So what she's saying holds weight. I'm sorry. I'm paying attention, though. It makes me want to look at another avenue. I'll say that much. But like the video if you like the video. Support the page by subscribing to the page. If you have, you already know what it is with us, man. We're just going to keep on rocking. I'll see y'all a little later, man. Peace.
I want to give praise to somebody. Can I give praise?
What is going on?
I just want to shout, man, the car JBP elevated. I think his content has been really good. Salute to him. I watch every video front to back.
Yeah, he been going crazy lately. That's a good brother over there, yo.
Nah, he is doing some science. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's doing good.
Nah, I'm not even trying. I know people are going to spin this. Danny's trying to joke. I really immediately watch his videos as soon as they drop.
Yeah,
Why would
like
somebody
that.
think that you're trying to joke?
Well, just because it's usually a trope of the YouTube space. Like, oh, YouTubers beefing. Like that type of thing.
Nah, he shouts you out all the time.
Yeah, but I'm more so speaking to people that will listen to this and be like, Danny's being funny, not him.